Morning. Sorry I'm a little late, you guys. I am, yeah. I didn't realize the time, and then I realized what time it was, and I was like, oh no, that's not good. All right, so, good morning. Let me figure out this whole scenario here. All right, there we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live, online, on Coffee Chat. Let's bring in our, oh my goodness, let's bring in our podcast folks. Okay, good morning everybody. Hello, how are you? Dolly, good morning. It's one of Mom's oldest friends joining us this morning. Glad to see her. Good morning. Oh, these are like crooked. All right, so much to tell you. So we're just gonna jump right in. Good morning, Angie. Happy belated birthday. I think we had another birthday. Janet, maybe it was Janet's birthday. Can't quite remember. But I know we had a couple of birthdays from people that follow us all the time. Okay, so Tracy thinks I'm going to be 10 minutes late. So if you see creepers, just give her a few minutes to catch up with them. Because I texted her and told her I was running late. So I was actually running late because I got caught up in a Disney movie because I was waiting for something and never mind. Anyway, so something about upside down magic or something. I don't even have little kids anymore, as you guys know. My son is gonna be 20, but I love the Disney. I have the Disney app on my phone. Anyway, I was killing time, and then all of a sudden I way ran out of time, so I apologize. Okay, couple things. Logistical items first. So we're doing a newsletter now. I think this will be we're trying to do it 2 times a month. We are not sharing the list. We are not selling the list. We're not doing any of that. We're doing it through Constant Contact, so people have the ability to unsubscribe, and it's not considered spam and all of that. We're doing it because that's how we're focusing on the Spotlight feature, where we are celebrating 2 women a month, and where Tracy's interviewing them, and we're sharing their story. And if you want to nominate someone, you should do that. You should email me and nominate. It doesn't have to be a single mom. It doesn't have to be a working mom. It doesn't even have to be a mom. It just needs to be a woman, simply because that's really our demographic. So nothing against the gentlemen that follow us, and we're glad to have you following the page. It's just that this particular Spotlight feature, like 95% of our audience across the board, across all platforms, is female, understandably so, right? So anyway, the newsletter. You can sign up for the newsletter by going to the website and clicking sign up. It says something on there about our newsletter, and it'll take you right into a field. And the next one is coming out, I think, this coming Thursday. And so in there, we do things like we recommend books, we share something cool, we're spotlighting someone, and something new. I haven't been blogging because I haven't had the time, and we have lots of great bloggers that I pay to be on the site and blog for us. So I'm going to start writing something for every newsletter and give it to Kim. So you will get, if you want to read something from me, the way to do that is to subscribe to the newsletter. And then you can see that twice a month. So again, we are not spamming you. We are not trying to sell you anything. Occasionally we will link to one of my books in Amazon. I'm going to tell you about something in a minute, and then you will see that linked all the time, because we are going to actually open an Etsy store at the beginning of second quarter. I've had, right now, we used to do a merch line. We did it in partnership with somebody, and yeah, I see them, Janet. Tracy, I hope you're seeing these creepers and blocking them. We used to have a merch line. I did it in partnership with some friends of mine. It wasn't their core competency, and it did well, and it could have done better if I had control over everything, the pricing being one thing. So everything that we're going to put in the Etsy store will be either $20 or less, and we're going to do free shipping. and you'll find things like custom created t-shirt merch that we're going to do, some hats. My mom has a lot of inventory of her books, her affirmation books that she wrote over 40 years. And so I have a ton of inventory over there. She has some notepads that she designed and some stickers. And for those of you that know, my mom passed away in August of this past year of 2020. So I have a lot of inventory at her house that I would like to share with people. So we'll be packaging that up at a very discounted price and putting that in the store as well. This will be a store on Etsy. It will be called Working Single Mom Swag. And the reason I'm sharing it with you is twofold. One, obviously, because I want you to go there and check it out when we launch it. And two, we are looking for, Tracy and Kim and Antonio and I are looking for any of you that might have maybe you make jewelry, maybe you make bracelets, maybe you make bookmarks, maybe you make something cool. It needs to be a smaller item. Again, I want to keep the retail price under $20 or under. So I would have to be purchasing it from you for between $5 and $7, let's say. So if you do have something that you'd like us to see, if you make little wooden signs, if you do something with your art, if you're making, like I said, rings or bracelets or cool pins, send us an email and then send us a sample. And so what we'll be doing is buying in small lots to try things out on the store. And, you know, we have over 1 million followers, and we're going to push the store fairly hard, because any profit from the store is going to be used to fund the young literacy program that I'm already doing here in my town. And I'm also reaching out to, I have some dear friends in Tennessee that are very tight in their own community, and they have little kids, and I'm going to start working with them to see if we can start another young literacy program with their library. So if the store hits it and starts to make money, we will we will be looking for other places where I can create young literacy programs with the library. And what that means is that we're trying to get books in and programming into the hands of parents who have littles, so like before kindergarten, and so we want to inspire in them a love for reading, and we want to work with the parents so that the parents understand how important and foundational a love for books and reading is. And that's just really important. It was something that was instilled in me by my mother and my grandmother, as something that I've instilled in my son. If you looked around and saw our homes, there are more books than there are anything else. So again, for those of you just joining, this is not a commercial. This is actually Coffee Chat, and we'll get into that in a second. However, if you do have a side hustle and you do make a little craft that is easy for us to ship and is creative, please email myself or Tracy, or actually both of us, and Kim and Antonio. This is a group project between all of us. My son is actually going to help manage the store. My husband is actually going to do the fulfillment, so he'll be the one taking things to the post office. And my stepdad is actually going to help us put together my mom's stuff to sell. So you could call this a family endeavor. And we are wanting to keep everything at an under $20 price point on Etsy. So again, launching an Etsy store called Working Single Mom Swag in April. So a few more months to go. We're putting things together now. We would love to look at your things to possibly include you. I will be taking a survey of what you'd like to see on a t-shirt, because I'm custom designing some t-shirts and hats. And there's a whole story behind that, which I'll share with you when we launch the store. And any profit that comes from this after everyone gets paid is going to be used to fund young literacy programs. One I'm doing here in my town. I'm reaching out to some friends in Tennessee to see if I can work with them in their local library. So we're doing it through local libraries. And I'm paying for I'm paying for it, I'm funding it. And so this is a way for us to get you all some traffic and attention on your side hustle things that you might be creating. It's also a way to put merch into the world that's going to inspire you. And then it's also a way to put your money to good use to fund young literacy programs for little people before kindergarten. Okay, so there's my commercial. Let's go right into coffee chat. So last week so for those of you that are just joining, coffee chat is progressive. We try to get you to go back and watch the other one so you kind of know what we're talking about. And I kind of just give you an overall. So for the last 3, 4, 5 weeks maybe, we've been talking a lot about your emotional set point and how that's your attraction point. So however you are feeling is actually what you are attracting to you. And we've talked a lot about trying to get you to raise your emotional state, raise your emotional set point. So at the very bottom is like apathy and grief and despair. And at the very top is, joy, enthusiasm, and all of that, right? So we recognize that you're not going to go from apathy to enthusiasm in one fell swoop. It's if you are, that's great. Most of us will not do that. So what we are trying to do is get you using some words from the book Super Attractor. I like the phraseology that she uses, which she says to choose the next best thought. And so that's what that's what we've been talking to you about. And then last week we took a little break from that conversation. We started talking about you taking care of yourself and what you could do for other people as well. And so that's what I want to talk some more about today. We are going into Valentine's Day week, and we are rolling into Monday tomorrow, and Valentine's Day is next Sunday, which I will be live with you for Valentine's Day. So I am dubbing this week Kindness Week to all of you, challenging all of you, should you choose to accept the challenge, to make it your business this week to do as many random acts of kindness for people as you can possibly do for the entire week from now until next Sunday. So last week I asked you to pick 5 people, and I asked you to make it your business to make sure that those 5 people had a fantastic Valentine's Day. And I'm still asking you to do that, and now I'm asking you to do more. I'm asking you to task yourself with dumping as much kindness and love into this week for people as you possibly can. Things like opening the door for someone, things like just sending a little card, making a phone call, sending a text that someone doesn't expect. You don't have to spend money to add joy to someone's life. You can definitely just do it with acts of kindness. And I encourage you all to do that. The world, as we know, is a tumultuous place right now. There's lots of different things going on. People are in lots of different states of mind. We are, coming out of winter, trying to get to spring. Just like, spring is coming. One of my dear friends, Sean, is on here. I love you too, buddy. And he's in Florida, so he doesn't have the winter blues like the rest of us might have. However, we are mentally, if you're not stuck in snow like I am, and it's been snowing for like 5 days, but that's what happens in northern Vermont. It's okay. If you are just in that mental kind of funk that comes like after January, and of course the pandemic stuff is not helping, and all of that. So I want you to get outside yourself this week. I want you to stop worrying about your own clod of grievances and ailments, right? Because most of us are walking around like this. And honest to God, we probably have a ton of things to bitch about, every single one of us. The issue is, where are you going to choose to put your focus? And you are actually a leader in your life, whether you think you are or not. And leaders demonstrate by example. So you are showing your children and the people in your life and the people that you work with, and if you're like me, the people that you Zoom with every single week, you're showing everyone how to behave by the way that you behave. And if you're fortunate enough to lead your family of children or child. And if you're also fortunate enough in your job or maybe in the PTA or in your community or whatever, if you are fortunate enough to have other people watching you, you are a leader and they are watching you. So you can say whatever you want and then people are going to watch what you do. Your children will be watching you, especially when you are going through things that are difficult. Your children are watching how you behave, and other people are watching you as well. So right now we're in the middle of this, pandemic. It's unprecedented, the things that are happening in the world, and people are looking for leaders. They're looking for other people to inspire them and uplift them and help them feel better about what's happening. We can't control what's going on out there. We can't control what's happening in the news. We can't control what we're seeing. We very much can control this right here. You can control you, and you can control what's coming out of your mouth, and you can control how you behave. So I am challenging all of you. I wouldn't even say challenge. I'm tasking you if you choose to accept my invitation. I'm inviting you. That's an even better word. I am inviting all of you to be a force for kindness this week. It's Valentine's week. It was my Nana's favorite holiday in the whole world. It was one of my mom's favorite holidays. It is my favorite holiday in the whole world. And has nothing to do with I'm sorry, I just caught a creeper. I know I'm supposed to be leaving this to Tracy, but I just can't stand these people coming on here and trying to scope, on you guys. It irritates me. Valentine's Day is to celebrate love. It's to celebrate, to me, kindness. It's to celebrate how much you appreciate everyone in your life. For me, it's never been about a romantic holiday. It's never been about, of course, if you have, Tracy's telling me stop worrying. If you have a significant other, that's great. But for many years, I didn't. I'm grateful enough to have a husband now, whom I married last year. But for Antonio's entire 18 years of raising him, I was by myself. I didn't live with anybody. I didn't have anyone live with us. And I dated some, and I had a relationship that was long-term at one point. But I did not, I was pretty much alone. And there were a lot of Valentine's Day that I spent with just the kid. So in my family, we always expressed and showed a lot of love to each other for Valentine's Day. And I always got like amazing gifts from my Nana and my mom. It's going to be a little weird not to celebrate Valentine's Day with my mother this year, as it was a little weird the first year without my grandmother for both my mother and I, not to be able to celebrate together. However, I know that they would want me to celebrate with all of you. I know that they would want me to share our collective love for Valentine's Day and encourage you to share that with others. And I also encourage you to take care of yourself this week and do something kind for yourself as well as other people. We talked some about self-care last week, and I was sharing with you guys how really important that is, and that I believe that Mom passed away before her time because she did not, self-care was not a thing for her. It was, it was all about driving to the goal, and she was a badass warrior, and she didn't take care of herself, and her life ended, in my opinion, almost 20 to 25 years sooner than it needed to. And so I really want to hit hard the whole self-care thing, and I've been trying to kind of go back and correct that with Antonio, because all I knew for pretty much almost 50 years was what my mother taught me, which is drive toward the goal, be a warrior, make shit happen, don't pay attention to, if you don't feel like it, do it anyway. And all of those skills have been amazing. They make me an amazing business coach. They make me an amazing business consultant. They make me an amazing teacher. And what they didn't do was teach me how to take a breath and breathe and take a break and go a little slower sometimes. And so that is something that I am learning. And I have some amazing people in my life that are helping me to understand that if I don't do that, I won't be still here talking to you guys when I'm 90 or 100. And I fully intend to be doing that. Tracy, there's a couple people that just commented, just make sure you ban them. Okay, so taking care of yourself is not a sign of weakness. It is actually a sign of strength, and I'm learning this. And you guys will get a kick out of this because I'm trying to... So picture Antonio's lived 18 years with me, like I was with my mother for, decades, and she just had this one mode of drive, go, 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 go. So Antonio watched me do all of that, and then he had a day this week where he wasn't feeling well, and I said, well, then just take it easy and take a break. And he was like, who are you? He's like, hi, Rosie. My sister-in-law is with us. He was like, who are you? What have you done with my mother? What the hell is wrong with you, Mom? What do you mean take a break? What? I don't know. And I was like, okay, listen. Your grandmother passed away early from not taking care of herself. So I am really, really, really trying to correct something with you. I think, that I taught you an excellent work ethic for which I am really proud of what I've taught Antonio, because I watch him in so many ways. He's just like me, like my mom, like my grandfather before him, whom he's named after. And I know that he has those core competencies. Neither him nor I are good at taking a break, making sure we're eating and drinking water while we're, pushing toward the goal or working 12-hour days or whatever, getting up, stretching, doing yoga, going for a walk, getting outside, all of that. We know how to focus on a thing, and man, we will make that thing happen. And so Tracy's trying to tell people not to come. It's a moot point, Trace. They don't care. The creepers and the trolls, they don't care. They're just going to try to scope on these lovely ladies. They don't care. Just know, if you are a troll or a creeper, we are blocking you. And if we're not blocking you right this minute, we'll be blocking you shortly. And if you try to comment here after the fact when the video is static on the page, we will also block you then. Okay, taking care of yourself is important. I'm trying to go back and I am going back and I wouldn't say correcting this. I'm adding this into Antonio's stable of core competencies. And I'm teaching him that, how we are feeling is our attraction point. And we've talked a lot about that over the last 4 or 5 weeks, actually. We've talked a lot about how you are feeling. So, for example, and you guys will be proud of me because I actually did this week. First of all, I did clean my desk like I promised you I would. I also made it into the gym to cardio 2 times a week so far. Today will be my 3rd day, which I also promised you guys I would do. So I'm doing good, doing better. And I have been doing yoga every single morning. Right now, we are working on a huge project launch for my main client, and which is a huge law firm in Miami, and all of the clients that we serve there. And so one of our clients is working on a huge global platform that we're launching, and the core team of project management, we are literally working 7 days a week and sometimes 10-12 hours a day, Zooming with people from around the United States, different teams, different components of this, okay? So I have to be on point, no joke. And now I have to be on point 7 days a week right now, which is fine. It's okay. So there was one morning this week where I woke up and I could feel a cold was trying to come on me, and man, I'm not interested in that right now. So normally what I would have done was forced myself to sit. I have 2 spaces in which I can work in my house. I have a kind of a library sitting room space that's, more comfortable and more laid back. And then I have the space that you guys usually see me in, which is my real desk, and my core office for everything that I do. So I wasn't feeling terrific. And normally I would have just pushed myself and would have forced myself down here into this particular office and all of that. And I thought, you know what? I still have to do what I need to do today. I still have to do all these Zooms, and so I put on, of course I showered and all that, but I put on a tracksuit rather than like, professional clothes, and I sat upstairs, and I loaded up on vitamin C and echinacea, all that, and zinc and elderberry, and I just told everybody that I had to Zoom with, I apologize for being a little less formal, however, and the next day I was great. I felt terrific. And so I was trying to share that with Antonio, because that was different for me, because normally I would just show up down here at my desk, like even if I was, really not feeling well, I would just push myself and push myself and push myself. And I'm recognizing, and I'm wanting to share this with you guys, because I'm 52, and I want to catch some of you that are much younger than I am, and people that are my age and older. But I want you to understand that taking care of yourself and adding this component is really quite important. And that if you are not taking care of you and you are not functioning optimally, that you are actually not going to be able to serve anything or do anything, right? So all the things that you're holding, you're not doing anyone any favors if you are not happy or feeling well or can't navigate to the best of your ability. You have got to find the time to take care of yourself. So this week, again, I am tasking you, well, I said I would rephrase that. I am inviting all of you that are listening and watching. Here's the things I'm inviting you to do this week. Number one, I am inviting you to take care of yourself and do something really amazing for yourself in this Valentine's week. Number two, I'm inviting you to pick 5 people specifically and make it your business to make sure that they have an amazing Valentine's Day. And number 3, I'm asking you to, this week, dump as much kindness and love as you possibly can into this week to as many people as you can through random acts of kindness and, heartfelt gestures and acknowledgement and recognition and love and all of that. Okay? So that is what I am inviting you to do. I am seeing, you guys are saying mothers neglect themselves. They absolutely do. I have absolutely done it. And what I am absolutely telling you is that you cannot pour from an empty cup, as my friend Jude Barry likes to say. You have to regenerate. You have to take that time for yourself wherever you can get it. You've got to make it a priority. You've got to make it a priority. You have got to make caring for yourself a priority. Because if you don't, everything that is counting on you and everything that you're holding, you will not be able to, I'm looking for a word here. You'll not be able to source that. That's the word I'm looking for. You will not be able to source all of the things that all of the things that are required of you. You won't be able to source those if you are not first taking care of yourself and taking that time for yourself without husbands, boyfriends, children, parents, work people, whatever. You've got to take care of yourself. All right, so go visit us at theworkingsinglemom.com. Will you sign up for our newsletter if you wish, but we'd love to have you. Again, our newsletters, it's just something new we started this year. We're doing it twice a month. We are not giving away the list. We are not selling it to advertisers. We don't do any of that shit, so don't worry about that. Just a way for us to communicate some extra things to you in a fun way. And so I encourage you to go visit us at theworkingsinglemom.com and sign up for our newsletter. And I also am encouraging you to be kind to as many people as you can this week. Drop kindness everywhere you go. Make it your business to make other people's lives better. Leave things better than you found them. especially this week. It's Valentine's week. I'll see you guys on Valentine's Day. We're going to say goodbye to our podcast listeners. Just so our Facebook family knows, if you miss the Coffee Chat show live and you don't have time to watch a video, we do record the raw audio for podcast, and that is what we are calling the Working Single Moms podcast, and it is up on, you can get to it if you go to theworkingsinglemom.com and click the banner that says listen to our podcast. You can get to all the different channels that we're on, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all of that. So you guys have a great day. I see all of you, all of my normal, regular followers on here. So hello and good morning and thank you for watching. And make it your business this week, you guys, to make people happy, to make other people happy, to bring kindness to other people, all right? We're very much looking forward to seeing you next Sunday. Okay, see you soon.